Big D Podcast. We're back. Episode number 3.
Chris.
Dude, big pod. We got Ricky Morgan on the pod. Mr. Flip Lab himself, dude.
Yeah, man.
What's up? How are you?
Dude, doing so well.
Thanks for coming on, dude. We're fucking pumped up.
Yeah.
We're pumped up to you here.
You guys are the shit, so had to roll through.
Well, dude, we'll take it. Well, I'm trying to learn how to take a compliment, so we will take that compliment, dude. And I appreciate you saying that.
We'll write on our whiteboard that we have one compliment on now.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Actually, it still says Catherine's birthday from like a year ago.
Yeah,
so whatever.
Well, Big D Podcast, we're back with another story. This is gonna be our 3rd episode, dude. We're super pumped up. Ricky, we want to hear about like the genesis. Do we want to hear about how you got started, where you're from, kind of how you got into real estate, and then you know what people want to hear, dude? They want to hear about the big D, dude. They want to hear about that big deal, the one that changed your business, your life, or your bank account, or your paradigm, right?
Yeah, I definitely got a big D for you guys.
Dude.
Hey, yo, what the
Why does it always go there? Why? I think Ramon went there the first time. He just
mean,
went
it's hard
hard in
not
the
to.
paint.
It's hard not to. It's hard.
My name's
not
also
to.
like Richard technically, so technically I'm Dick. So
Yeah.
like
So
the
it's
whole
like- It's like Big D squared.
yeah, like my dad wanted to, when I was little, like be like the family name to be like Little Dick,
Honestly.
and my mom was like, "You can't do that to me."
And then now you got Lil Dicky who's blown up, dude. That could have been you.
That is true.
So honestly, I blame your mom.
I know. Damn.
Mama Morgan, dude. We gotta do better.
Yeah, bringing it back to Mama Morgan, from New Jersey.
Okay.
I was raised there, moved out here after college. I went to college at Rutgers. Went to school for business. I wanted to be a businessman, but I didn't really know like what the fuck I wanted to do within business. So I did that. Didn't do it very well. Probably graduated with like a 2 GPA or something like that.
Shout out, dude. Hey, shout out to you graduating. I think you're the first person on this podcast that's graduated from college, including us, dude. So you're an outlier over here,
Yeah,
dude.
shout out to my buddy Chris. I think he took like my last math test that like passed me. If I was like, dude, I'm not passing this test myself. I have no idea how to do this math.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you don't do this for me, like I guess I'm just dropping out because.
At the end of the year, it's like, damn it, dude.
So after that, I was like, okay, I guess I got to go get a job, right?
Yep.
I was applying for jobs. I thought I was gonna be like on Wall Street, like just hustling, and then
Investment banker.
yeah, investment banker. I worked at a country club, like caddying for people, so I had a lot of like hookups on Wall Street.
Okay.
Definitely, if you're young, get into country clubs. That's where you talk to like high level people, and you just that was the first time I really built belief in myself too. Like, damn, these dudes are like not that smart. Like,
I mean, it's legit rich dad, poor dad. Like you got your dad at home that just is, doing his thing, doing what he knows how to do. And then
Right.
like you're rubbing elbows with guys that are making, they could be making 10, 20, $30 million a year that like just know some shit that most people don't know.
right, exactly. Like, yeah, my dad, super hard worker, same company 40 years. Like, like did good enough for us, but
Nothing
that's it.
wrong with that, right?
Nothing
Like,
wrong.
World takes all kinds of kinds. Parents do your best, but there is a different life out there, but you just have to learn it.
Yeah, and then I would go caddy for these other guys who were like billionaires, and like they were like just still idiots. Like they had, you know what I mean? Like, that, I would be like, yeah, it's whatever this yardage, and they couldn't even like subtract 5 from the number. Like they were just like,
That's tight, dude.
yeah,
I'm trying to be that.
yeah, exactly. So opened my eyes. So I was like, okay, like I want to. That kind of where I was like, okay, I should like be in business and like do what these guys are doing. So was thinking about Wall Street, and then I really didn't want to commute from Jersey. You have to like get on like a shitty train at like 6 a.m. and
Really?
yeah, it would have been brutal. So I didn't want to do that. So the company I applied for, Yelp, I applied at their office in New York City, and then they weren't hiring there, but they were in Phoenix. So I was just like, Phoenix, like, yeah, sounds good to me.
Really? So you just moved out here because you wanted to work for Yelp?
I didn't want to work for Yelp. I just like I needed a job. I applied like I applied for where was it? That Enterprise, I think.
Okay.
The car thing.
We'll
And
pick you up.
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't.
They
didn't pick you up.
Nah. they didn't.
Fucking liars, dude.
They didn't call me back
That's
either.
bullshit.
Yeah. Got out here, did the sales job. I was calling business owners trying to sell Yelp ads. So that job kind of sucked. Just cold calling all day. Business owners fucking hate Yelp. Like, because like if they get a bad
rep,
review,
yeah.
someone's like, yeah, like the chicken sucked, and then like Yelp doesn't take reviews down, which is like cool for like the consumer.
Sure.
Like all these other online directories, like Google, you could just like delete the bad ones.
Yeah.
Well, I was just first point of contact at Yelp,
Okay.
so they're always just going right to reviews instead of wanting to talk about buying ads from me per se.
Yeah.
So it was a tough job, a lot of rejection, a lot of cold calls, but definitely made me kind of like tough and gritty on the phones.
Yep.
Got pretty good at that of just talking to people on the phones. I got promoted into management, and then I was doing that. And then I realized I got to the point one day in management talking to my manager about like my future, and I was like, yo, I don't want your job. I don't want their job. Like, I don't want I don't want another job here.
I don't want to be the best at any of these jobs in the building.
Yeah, like all these jobs seem shitty to me.
Yep.
So at that point I was like, fuck, dude, I gotta like figure something else out.
Yeah.
I was on my phone, and then I saw a freaking ad for it was like some car hacking thing with like Pejmi Gamini or something like that. This like random dude who just like hacks cars and watches and shit, but like entrepreneur type thing.
So he's like buy low, sell high, like fucking.
Yeah, kind of thing.
What year? What year is that in around?
That was in. So started the job in 2015. 2 years later, 2017.
Okay.
So I saw this ad and I bought this course for like $50, and I was just like, it was so weird. I like literally made the decision. I was like, I'm gonna become rich. Like I'm done like doing this.
It's weird how you almost have to make the mental decision like no, like I'm gonna do this. Like it's like this weird. It's a literal like almost it feels like a switch in your brain.
Yeah, it was so weird. It's like as soon as I bought that thing, I was like, I committed myself to like this lifelong different thing, right?
Yeah.
So then got heavy into like self-development, reading books, obviously like Rich Dad Poor Dad, got me into real estate, you know, so started doing that, and then kind of found real estate was just like, I always say like, I don't love real estate. Like I really don't. Like I don't love like I have no interest in like fixing houses.
Okay.
I don't love talking to sellers. I don't really like underwriting, but I love the vehicle of real estate. So when I looked at like, okay, I could start this business with very little money. I could start making like big checks. The fact, you know, like the asset class of like real estate, I just believe in. People are always going to need houses. Yep. So I was like, if I could figure out how to buy real estate, and you know, when all the wealthy people I knew, even from the country club days, they all seem to own real estate. So it just seemed like real estate was like what I should be doing.
If you got fuck you money tomorrow, like you're not just gonna keep doing wholesaling for fun.
No, fuck no. Like shout out to like Zach Keeps, like one of the homies, like probably my favorite investor dude that I know, right? Crushing the game. That dude loves real estate. Like he loves the grind and the chase.
He could stop tomorrow.
No, easily.
Issues.
He could have stopped probably 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But he's still out there chasing. I don't think that will be me. And you know, so it aligned with the lifestyle I wanted when I kind of looked at real estate investors, which I think is important. Like, you know, you gotta look at the people. Like I did that at Yelp. I looked at the people doing what I was doing well, and how, you know, what would my life look like in a few years if I did this well? And it wasn't the life I wanted.
No.
When I looked at the real estate investors, I was like, oh shit, like that looks like the life I kind of want.
Boy's balling, dude.
Yeah, balling and just like, you know,
nice, fun.
Right.
Take time when you want.
It's relatively easy. I think we're probably in the same boat as you. As like, if I got fuck you money tomorrow, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'd actually probably keep buying real estate because it's a great investment.
Yeah, same.
But like, it's the same reason we started our other podcast. Like, we're not talking about real estate because it's not like the only thing we fucking care about.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're right. Like, it's a relatively, as long as you do it right, a relatively like low stress job. There's no one telling you what the fuck to do, and you can go make a shitload of money.
Right. Exactly. So that's why it's like, if you're passionate about like flipping Jordans or something, let's say, it's like, that's cool, but dude, you got to flip a lot of fucking Jordans.
Hard to scale. Like
hard to scale that. When real estate, you know, it's not like that. So I bought a rental my first rental I bought in 2018 in Trenton, New Jersey.
Shout out to Trenton, baby.
That's a rough area, I think.
Dude, it's like it's probably one of the worst areas in the country.
How much was it?
80,000. And I put like 25% down or something. So like I was eating like canned tuna fish and ramen for a while, like just saving up all the Yelp money to buy this rental. And I buy it, get renters in there. It's like D class, but like super high cash flow. So I'm like, I'm making like $800 like net a month off this thing. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, this is cool. But then I realized, I was like, dude, like I'm going to need like at least probably 10 to 20 of these to like quit my job. And I didn't know how to buy them. At
20 to 40 grand a pop, out of pocket, it's like, that's so much.
I would have had to, I was making whatever, like 100K at Yelp. And then I was like, you know, spending some money, live in, rent, all that. So it's like, to save up 30 grand, that was probably going to be like, I would have to live frugal and I could probably buy one rental a year. So I'm like, okay, that's at least 10 years. Like, that's too long.
Yeah.
So then I dove more into like how to buy discounted real estate, found wholesaling. And then I was like, okay, this is like what I should be doing. It kind of aligns with my skill sets, which was like talking to people, sales. I had a decent background of marketing, just talking to business owners and working at Yelp. So that made a lot of sense. So I kind of created a runway for myself of like 30 grand before I quit Yelp. And then I was like, you know what? Fucking quitting. And it helped too. Like this girl broke up with me, if I'm being honest.
Damn, dude.
But probably the best thing that could have happened, because that really pushed me to like actually quit the job, which I think a lot of people will hang like they hate their job, but it's like they lift their head up 5 years later, they still hate their job doing the same shit.
It's such a leap though. I remember when I left mine, it was I had 2 kids when I left mine. I had 2 kids.
That takes some real balls.
I had a newborn and I was like, fuck it, I'm figuring it out. Everyone called me crazy. Like they were literally, family was like, you're fucking crazy. I was making like 150 grand a year.
Right.
So I was making decent money.
Secure job. Like, it was cool, but
they were like, you're fucking crazy. And I was like, I can't do it anymore. Can't fucking do it. So yeah, that leap is hard. He took the leap. We were kind of making money when you took your leap though.
Yeah. I mean, three kids at the time. So it's like trying to say, hey, this should work. Yeah, this should work.
People called you crazy too, huh? If they don't call you crazy, you shouldn't.
I didn't really get the like. I was also like, my parents super supportive. All my friends, like, a lot of people like, when you get on this entrepreneur journey, everyone's gonna be doubting you. Like, I didn't really get that. Like,
you're right. I didn't get too much, but there were some people.
I didn't get the doubt. It was just more or less like the worriedness. Like
right,
hey, how are you gonna? How's this gonna work?
Yeah, I was young.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I didn't have a family, so it was kind of easier for me. So I was like, okay, I got a wholesale. Ended up looking into. I went on YouTube. Found whatever, Max Maxwell, Steve Trang, listen to all these guys and podcasts and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I just got to send out marketing, find some deals. So I was doing that at Yelp, and then that was when I was finally like building up the runway. So I quit not doing my first deal. A few months passed. Finally, I was running some Facebook ads. I do my first deal in this house in Old Town. Didn't know what I was doing. So I called up Templeton Walker at the time.
Shout out to Temp, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Temp. First deal I did was with him. I had the lead, the numbers worked, but I didn't know like have a contract that I knew what to do or what to do with it. So I just called him up. He helped close the deal, made like $5K. It was cool.
Nice.
First deal, right? And then I partnered up with my now partner, Steve. He built up a rental portfolio in Trenton. That's why I originally bought one in Trenton. He's like, dude, it cash flows here. It's good. So I was like, all right, that's cool. And he built up 20.
Damn.
So he was doing it through Burring at the time, and he was buying kind of like just MLS auction. It was like a little different back then, a little easier to buy when he was doing it. So he was running into an issue. He didn't know how to like find more deals. He wanted to like leave his job and like do this real estate thing full time, but he didn't know how to really find off market deals, and he also didn't want to like do sales and marketing. Like he didn't want to talk to people on the phones, do marketing, and kind of do sales stuff. He just wanted to fix the houses. So that's why we linked up as partners, because I didn't have that experience of like transactions, fixing houses, but I knew how to talk to people, find deals.
Okay.
So we started doing some small assignment deals, and then finally comes the big D.
Oh, dude, we got a big D?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I'm down to so I leave my job in June. Do that 2019.
2019.
Okay, so not
That's
that
like
long
right
ago.
on I left my job.
Yeah, 2019. Do my first deal with Temp, make like $5,000 in September. We're sending out marketing, struggling. We kind of just partnered up. We do a few small wholesale deals, but end of October, November comes around, and I'm down to like $3,000 to $5,000, like to my name. So I'm like, fuck, dude,
Getting tight.
Getting tight.
And where are you living at this time?
I was living in a house in Tempe.
Okay.
And I had a roommate.
Just like renting?
Just renting.
Okay.
Still trying to be frugal at this point, right? Like all the money back into the business.
Yep.
But we just weren't making much. So I was like, damn, I need got to make something happen. Finally answer an RVM, so like a ringless voicemail that we were sending out at the time, and just found a killer deal in New Jersey, and it was an as-is flip. So this was the first one that we didn't assign, because especially in Jersey, dude, you have a big assignment, like people are going to try to steal your deal.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Like
it's
go
like-
knock on the door, tell the sellers what you're doing.
100%. Like
fucking
it is
deal.
cutthroat over there. Like
Yeah.
it's not this collaboration over competition over there. It's like no,
Why'd you say it like that, dude?
because out here it's like it's like that, which I like, but it's cool, and I agree with it looking now. But like Jersey would just, that's how someone from Jersey would say it. They're
Just sharks,
they're like,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to take you out. Which, in hindsight, like, I don't think that's the right attitude. I had that attitude.
There's not, but there's
there's
at least something respectable about everyone's on the same playing field of like, no. If I got a chance to steal your deal, I don't care if I got to like fucking step on your grandma. I'm doing it.
Right. So
Okay.
so on
I love it, dude.
on this deal, there was an 80K spread.
Okay.
So we decided to close on this one.
Yeah.
So we got a private money lender. who was like, yeah, like it's a cool deal. So we closed on it, sold it 6 days later, and made $80K. So $40K to me and my partner. So once that $40K check like hit my bank account, that was when I was like, fuck yeah, I don't have to get another job. Like,
I got another 6 months under my belt.
You're down to $2 or $3 grand, and that 40 grand hits. That's like, I bet that was like, the relief was like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all there. Like you were saying, I didn't have haters, but it was like friends and people were like, so, you thinking about getting another job?
Yeah.
Like they're not trying to like necessarily hate, but when things aren't quite clicking, they're kind of like, are you? And no one wants to then like be like, yeah, I'm like doing this, and then have to maybe go get a job. So I wasn't sure, but once that deal closed, I was like, kind of things started really taking off from there.
And an 80K rip is like, dude, that's huge on any wholesale deal, even now. Like that's a thick wholesale deal, and for that to be what number deal was that for?
That was like probably like our 4th deal.
It's huge.
Right.
Huge game changer.
Yeah, and I think it shifted my mindset too to realize like that's the way to do it, because before we did some like small like 5K, 6K wholesales, and it was a grind, and then this one was like easy. Like picked up a phone call, like we just went over there, super distressed situation, inherited property. It was like the easiest deal to that point, and it was by far the one we made the most money on.
That's
so
awesome.
I was like, so that kind of shifted our business model too, to like, let's focus on like deep deals, buying low, and then we started taking more down. We after that deal and just kind of posting what we were doing, private money kind of came to us.
And take them down, essentially double close them to protect the equity because of the market over there. It's just a little more aggressive.
Right. And there's it's not an attorney state, but like attorneys will come in and they'll be like, oh, assignment, like don't do that.
Okay.
Sell me the deal instead for like literally, yeah. Attorneys.
You shouldn't do this because you're at legal risk. You should definitely sell it to me.
Right, at the same price.
All right, guy.
Yeah, like, dude,
that's
hilarious.
Let's
do my deal, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll still do assignments over there, but it's just, on those big ones, it's way safer to just close on them. But then we also started, I think my partner Steve was kind of missing fixing houses.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were still kind of like, we wanted to keep things lean. I mean, even to this day, like we just got office space for the first time. We're just gonna hire employees, but I've been running everything myself. Yeah. So
out of your house?
Out of my house, out of his house, like no overhead, no VAs, no employees. Like it's just me answering phone calls, sending him to the house, and just him fixing them.
How many flips you running at a time over there?
Like 1 to 2.
Okay.
Like last year we did 20. We bought 20 houses.
Yeah.
But we netted $1 million. So. Damn. Yeah. Like
it's juicy.
Yeah. Our fix and flips, the ones that we actually fixed, we were making like 100K on like 80-90% cash on cash returns. We were like all in 150, selling for like 300.
It's one thing just to have the 100% cash on cash return be netting like average of $50,000 a deal. It's another thing to be able to do it at such low numbers, because what people don't understand is like, in order to do that here, you gotta really be buying at like bigger numbers to get those sort of margins. Like
right, but those are like risky then.
Yeah. So our average buy price is usually anywhere from like 500,000 to 700,000, and then we'll sell, and our usually it's like 50 to 100,000 is usually gonna be kind of the net margin in there, which is nice. But you're right, it's way more risk. So if you can sell at like 300,000, like basically anyone in the country can afford that.
Right. And even when it comes to like private money, it's like when your average buy is like 100 to 150K, $1 million in private money goes a long way.
Yeah. And if you're doing 2 at a time and you did 20, your turn time on those deals sounds pretty fast too. Like
like it depends. Like probably 10 of them I think were fix and flips, and some fix and flips there, like they take longer. I think the reason why New Jersey flippers like need to make more money per deal is things like the towns are like literally a pain in the ass. You have to get a CO inspection for every new sale. So that means you have to pull permits for everything. We were selling a flip. This one took us literally a year because we wanted to knock down some walls. But this flip, we're already in escrow, like ready to close on it, and he wouldn't give us the CO inspection to allow us to sell it because of dryer washer hookups. He's like, you didn't pull a permit for that.
Oh my God.
And really that just hurts the consumer because like if you want like a nicer house that's like open concept, nice tall ceilings, like, and that house isn't already that way, and someone's like, hey, if I do it the way it sits and leave it the way it sits and just make it a little bit nicer, like lipstick it, like I can get this done in a few months. But if I try and go what people really want, it's going to take me a year and way more money.
Totally. And that's where like, I think that the town thinks they're like helping. They're like, you know, people can't hide stuff and you know, because we're doing these inspections. But really what turns out, and where people like on TikTok, oh dude, they talk shit about our flips all the time. Because our flips are shitty, man. You know why? Because like we don't really fix anything, like because it's not worth it. It's
I think it may be part of the city saying like, hey, we'll keep getting money from any like throughout the whole life of the house.
That's why.
That's why it is.
It's just like I can milk that house dry pretty much because every time somebody touches something, somebody else is going to want something just a tiny bit different, and if they do it the right way, they're going to have to get another permit.
But you're right. They're incentivizing you really not to touch the house as much as possible, and probably the previous homeowner too. I would imagine you have to do the exact same thing when you go.
Right. Pretty much like so no one ends up doing anything. So a lot of our flips is just lipstick. You know, it's like we're not. It's like we should knock down that wall, but we're not going to. Yeah. Because we'll have to pull a permit, and you know, putting recessed lights. Like you have to pull permits for that. Like every little thing. So that's where it gets difficult on flipping over there. Yeah. So flippers over there generally want to make at least like $50K on average per flip.
Makes sense.
So everyone's buying way deeper there. Yeah. So it's interesting, like when I see like what we're buying at over in New Jersey compared to like what guys in Phoenix are buying.
It's wild, dude. Yeah. I mean, to find a $300,000 house right now to acquisition cost.
There's no fucking roof on it.
Yeah. Dude, someone sent me a deal on Instagram today in Phoenix. And I just first saw the purchase price and it was $135. And I'm like, $135?
What the fuck is this? Yeah. Is this a single wide manufactured home?
Right. Like, no, it was like a single family house in Phoenix. And I was like, and then when I looked closer, he's like, house completely burnt down, needs a rebuild. So
it was a lot infill, which is gonna be worse because you're gonna have to go through like even more permitting.
Exactly, though. Yeah, you're not finding those cheap deals. So I like those cheap deals. Like it's super kind of low risk. It's boring, but
you know where you find most of that is mobiles. Mobiles is the only space where if you know what you're doing, you can buy some like low end deals like that because the mobiles don't have to be nice because the end buyer is like just not quite as picky.
Yeah, it's just kind of like just give me something that kind of works. I'm just happy I like qualify.
Roof, exactly. Roof over my head and maybe a backyard. Yeah, you know, you're not going to get that anywhere else. So or on a single family home in Arizona.
So 2019 you leave. 2020 you link up with your current partner. What would you say, like how many deals do you do in 2020 and what's the
2020 we were still like doing like a lot of like wholesale deals and stuff like that. So we probably did about the same amount, like probably like 25 deals.
Which is really good. And let me tell you this. So I left my job in 2019. I tried to start wholesaling. Like I was in Cody and Pace's office and they were like feeding me all the secrets. And your boy closed fucking one deal, dude. It was rough. It wasn't going well. So then I left and then I kind of stopped doing that. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to start flipping. And then me and Lucas got together. And then we had like 3 VAs like texting, calling, and we got like fucking one deal. And we're like, fuck it, it's enough money to get our money back. Let's just fucking cut ties. And then we just started buying from wholesalers. So to be able to go do 20 deals speaks volumes, especially in your first year.
Yeah. So that was good. And then, and then 21 was kind of like just rinse and repeat. It was just a little bit more of us buying and getting better at like buying deep deals. So we just kind of been focusing on the business model of like, if it's just us, like we don't have to do a million deals to make a bunch of money. Yeah.
What were you doing March of 2020 when the lockdown hit? Like how many deals do you have going?
We didn't have too much going on. We were still like, we did a couple wholesale deals, but it wasn't like, we didn't see a big impact either way.
I just remember being like Armageddon. Like people doing like, holy shit. Like I remember people like literally it felt like the industry froze for like at least a few weeks. Like nobody was buying, nobody was really selling. Sellers didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. I always tell people like that was that week we got our keys to our first flip was like the week the lockdown hit. And I'm like, oh, cool, we're gonna go fucking broke. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
But what's crazy about it is after we finished the house, we put it sold. I mean, we made good money on it. A couple weeks later to a month, it's like, dude, we could have probably made another $20,000-$30,000. Like, on top of the profit that was already made. I don't know. You know, it just seems like people started like finally realizing like, hey, they can't hold us back from needing houses. Like people are still moving. Things got to move.
Yeah. And it's hard to look at those things in hindsight.
No, I mean, we could have held every property since then and been, I mean, had so much fucking money, but hey, guess what? If it would have went the other direction, we would have had no fucking money.
Yeah. Plus, we needed the money to like fucking operate the business. So it's like,
Right. Yeah. A lot of people are like, with how much flipping we did like the first 2 years. Like this year, we're like holding more properties and burning more.
Yeah.
They're like, do you regret not keeping any? I'm like, no, I don't.
You wouldn't have been able to get there.
Right. Like I had to
wouldn't
learn.
have learned. You wouldn't have. So many things would have been so different if I didn't do what I did the last 2 years.
Yeah. Like I'm like this is like what I do. I'm like an investor now, and it's like, and once you're like in our space and you're doing this full time, like building up a rental portfolio, like that will happen at some point. And, and you could, once you get good at it, you could buy a bunch of rentals in just 1 year.
And you get to cherry pick the good ones, which you get really good at it. Once you're seeing a bunch of deals. But yeah, without the runway, like you need the cash flow for the runway to be able to go even be able to do that in the future.
Yeah. So that's why I never look back and I'm like, I wish I would have held on to that one or this one.
So that 80K sound like it really changed that, not only the dynamic of your business for you and your partner, created some leverage for you to be able to scale. Did you guys ever go like, at what point did you like hire VAs, or was it still you just calling and grinding it out, or how'd that work?
So we had like a few VAs and a couple people. We were doing like texting and cold calling and stuff like that. What ended up happening though was I was kind of getting bogged down by just like cold call leads, which are just kind of like lukewarm. Like it's a bunch of follow up and stuff like that. So we went away from that and then pivoted to like PPC and mail leads, which are like more expensive, but we kind of had the capital to kind of get those more expensive leads.
And you know they're motivated if they're calling you.
Right. So I got really good at just answering those phone calls, which doesn't take up a lot of my time. You know, it's like answering a few phone calls. It's not like a huge follow-up sheet. Like I qualify people out really fast. So we tried hiring like this realtor girl in New Jersey last year to try to do acquisitions, but she kind of got stuck in like realtor brain and just like wanted to convert everything into a listing. And we're like, that's not why we're here.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, we're not here to get listings. That's like a last resort. I don't know. I've enjoyed working kind of in the business personally, like just lifestyle wise. I do whatever the fuck I want.
Yep.
Like I literally have like no one to answer to. Like I'm gonna try doing this like office thing where like I'm gonna go in like 9 to 5 a lot of days and have like a sales team. I think right away, like coming from Yelp and being in that environment, like I didn't want to just like recreate that. I think now I'm kind of like at the point where,
I mean, culture's top down, right? So if you're the guy running the scene, like, you know, like Colby can attest to, and like we have another girl that works in here, Cameron. Like we come in here and we fuck around, like we cuss, we fucking whatever. Like we're not super serious. As long as the job gets done and like everything's done at like within a reasonable time frame and done like reasonably well, or you know, to your best effort, like no one ever gets mad, no one's ever screaming, like it doesn't really matter. So, you know, this is one of those deals like you can go change, you know, however it was at Yelp, which I have no idea. You know, you can kind of set the tone yourself, which is nice.
Right. And that's kind of what I see happening now, like, you know, growing the team over there. So yeah, I just think a step at a time though. I think working in your business a little longer isn't a bad thing. I tend to see more of the opposite of people wanting to like get off the phones like after like 3 deals. Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
Fucking I was out, dude.
Which, you know, there's a lot of different ways to possibly do it.
For sure.
But you know, it's if you gotta be on the phones for a few years, like who fucking cares? Like my life's still way better than it was.
Do you guys have any like massive deals that you guys have closed like this year? Any big boys?
Yeah, so we're marketing to a list that we market to and send mail to. Okay. Small houses, so 1,500 square feet and under, in A+ towns in New Jersey.
Okay, gotcha.
So Jersey, like a ton of little towns.
So it's very pockety, I would imagine.
Right, very pockety, right? Okay. It's like, this town's good, this town's not good. This town's like, and it's like way more towns than like Maricopa County. It's like, oh, there's just Gilbert and Chandler and whatever. Yeah. Right? It's all these like little towns. There's towns every day. I'm like, I never even heard of that town. So we're doing marketing to this beach town, and this guy calls a mailer and he's like, hey, I'm looking to sell. He wasn't very motivated. Super nice, like older guy, like seemed like successful. He had like multiple houses, and he's just like, I don't think, you know, you guys will be able to do my price. And I was like, yeah, probably not, but like, you know, throw a number out there.
Yeah.
So finally I pulled a number out, which I always tell people to do that. Like, I don't make a lot of offers. I'm more like, give me a price range, bro. Like,
I'm always going to be lower. You're always going to be higher. Just tell me the number. We'll see if we can meet in the middle.
So he gives me a number, and we're like, that's an interesting number. And we looked at the inventory in that town, and there was like nothing for sale.
Yeah.
At all. Even like, and everything that sold, like comps were just like everything was just high priced. So we didn't know exactly what the ARV was, but we knew it was a deal. I think we locked it up at, probably gonna botch these numbers, but it was around like 550.
So considerably higher.
That sounds pretty high for like a 1500.
It was the most expensive. It was the most expensive deal we ever bought too.
Were you like nervous?
A little bit, yeah.
I like the ones that get my blood flowing.
Because especially like our typical purchase price, like literally like under 200K.
Yeah.
So this was like an expensive one, but the house was built in the 1800s.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, super old house.
Fucking serious. Dude.
But it was like a historic, like clean. It was clean though.
Yeah.
So we went in there. We didn't spend $1. Like he cleaned it out and stuff. My partner is a licensed agent, so he like threw it on the MLS real quick, and like this family just like jumped on it. They're like, we've been looking in this town. It's 2 blocks from the beach, from our favorite coffee place. So Steve was like, hit up their realtor and was like, yeah, like I mean, you know, it's got to be cash. It's got to be like 2-week closing. Like no
Just for no
inspection.
reason. It has to be cash, dude. Fucking if you don't, fuck off.
Right, pretty much just like built up, like you know, because they were so excited about it. And,
Yeah.
and it's in an A+ town where like inventory just isn't really available.
It doesn't exist, yeah.
Yeah, so we're like, yeah, we got a lot of people looking at it. They were the only ones that like even made an offer in like those 2 days.
So good.
But it was like 730 or something. So like we made like 180K, no rehab. Like that was like net 180K, just 2 weeks.
Straight juice, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the
wild.
end 2020.
End of 2021. Yeah.
That's a good.
That's
way to end
till
it.
Christmas, baby.
Yeah,
That's
you know, it's
Christmas
cool.
tree, dude.
The guy that sold it to us emailed up us and said like, "Yo, I saw congrats on the deal." Like he was happy for us.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, the only thing is like you guys kind of beat me down over 5K.
Send that boy a check, dude.
No.
Send that boy a check.
So the day of closing, we sent him $5,000,
dude.
you know, and we're like, we appreciate you, but it was cool, man. Like even, you know, he saw how much money we were gonna make, and he was happy. And he's like, you know what, man, you guys took the risk. I didn't think it was gonna sell for that.
And that's what people understand.
Yeah.
To this day, people don't understand that.
Yeah, what if it sold for $100,000 less than that?
Yeah. Or it didn't
know.
sell at all.
Yeah.
And it turned
I don't know.
into, you know, we had to fucking rip everything out.
House was built in the 1800s. Like who knows?
I mean, I get we did an inspection or whatever, we walked it, but still doesn't mean I saw everything. Like,
right.
so
Nah,
it's-
Steve walked it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't
That's
know.
so funny that
looks fine.
it's so funny that he told you guys that. I have a story. I'll tell you when we're off camera, because I can't tell it yet.
Until-
It'd be
yeah.
a good story later, but it's so funny to say that because it's almost such a like an awkward deal. Like, oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Here's your $5,000. That's funny though.
Yeah. And it also showed like that town was like super like nosy and annoying. So like his problem that we were fixing was he didn't want to deal with all the neighbors, and he's like,
Interesting.
It's a small town and everyone just talks and yaps every time there's a house for sale, and like you should do this.
So there you go. If you're fucking wholesaling out there and you're looking for motivation, it's not always what you think.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's literally I don't want to deal with the neighbors in my town.
Our biggest deal was that, you know, so it's, and those are obviously like
the one-offs.
They're
the
windfalls,
one-offs.
dude. Yeah, they're windfalls.
Yeah.
But that's what comes from doing a lot of deals. Like they're gonna be in there.
Right.
Little nuggets.
Yeah, and that's where I get nervous sometimes too, like getting completely removed from acquisitions. I'm just like, an acquisitions rep wouldn't
Someone's
have
gonna
fucking
know
got
that. Yeah,
guy.
somebody's not
He-
gonna do that.
He would have missed it. He would have missed it.
But if you scale out, right, that for sure, like
Then
the
you're
one
doing
guy
more-
will miss it.
Right.
Then there will be more nuggets. You're just
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the way I look at it too.
Yep.
Where it's like, if you're gonna scale your business, like obviously, like you probably are the best at what you do in a lot of the roles in your business, and you just gotta, I feel like, get comfortable realizing, you know, it's 90% of me, but like if there's like multiple bodies doing that, that's like way more production than I could just do myself at 100%.
That's right, dude. Damn, dude, that's crazy. That's a fucking big old
a-
fat. That's a big D, dude.
Yeah,
That's-
that was
that's the definition of
Especially
a
at
big D.
$1,500 is a little different, but
Dude,
a
yeah.
little bit bigger.
big
Little
old
different.
check like that, and especially not have to fix anything.
Yeah,
Just
not
fucking-
fix anything as is
2 weeks,
like,
quick,
bang,
like-
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
got a
was-
messy one. I'll tell you about when we're off camera. It's fun.
Yeah.
Real fun. All right. Well, that was an awesome fucking episode of The Big Dude. We're so pumped you came on here.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
Good
it
shit.
was great being on here, and love you guys. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna start, doing acquisitions in Phoenix. So
Okay.
probably got some deals coming up.
Does that mean you're buying deals?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you mainly still doing?
It's gonna be mostly assignments.
Okay.
Eventually, which I could probably learn from. I gotta learn how to project manage out here.
Okay.
So
we might have a few secrets.
yeah,
Maybe just a
might have to tag along a little bit, but yeah, I don't really want to like be flipping to
Deep in flips and stuff.
Yeah. So I think a lot of assignments, and then anything that makes sense is like a burr that we could hold and like pretty much leave no money into it.
Yeah,
which I know is not the easiest thing to do right now.
Hey, so Ricky's gonna have a bunch of deals coming up, dude. We're gonna we'll put your number at the bottom of the screen, like flashing right here, dude.
Fucking call Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
call Ricky.
Yeah, call dude.
I'm gonna sell most of my deals to these guys.
Yeah, dude. What'd your dad want to call you?
Little Dick.
Little Dick.
Little Dick, dude. Hey, call Little Dick for the big old deals, dude. All right. This is the Big D Podcast. We're out of here.
Yeah.